Hey my good friends, Sam Haymart with Test Driven TV. Today we're going to talk about the latest addition to our long-term test Ford Maverick, and that is the 100% opening cargo management system known as the CargoGlide from DECT. So we're going to talk about what it takes to install it, a little bit about the product itself, and most important, what I really think. All right, so the CargoGlide is essentially a big drawer that you put in the bed of your truck and it slides out. So a little bit about the product. It comes in two different versions for the Maverick. This is the 100% opening unit, and so it comes all the way out 100%, and then they have a 70% unit. Now, really the big difference between the two is the amount of weight and the size of the unit itself. This has a 5.5-inch height off the bottom of the bed to the deck because it's got three separate steel frames that allow it to come all the way out. If you have the 70% opening, it's a little bit shallower, and it's actually about 4 inches off the bed floor to the deck. Whether you get the 70% or the 100% model, this will hold 1,000 pounds. 1,000 pounds. Now, I've got a few pictures floating across the screen. I've used this a few times since I've installed it just a week ago. I did a pizza run for the guys. A couple dozen pizzas fit in here just right. It was pretty impressive, me rolling up and rolling the drawer out. People like that. And then we've gone to Costco for another big party, and this held about 400 pounds of water, soda, and food. I was able to just slide it all the way in there and be done with it, and then unloading it, pull it back out, and it's there. And so that really made life easier. Now, installing this is actually pretty straightforward. Because this weighs a lot, you do want to have a buddy that helps you lift this up into the truck so that you can set it where you want it. And then there are 6 holes that are drilled into the bed floor. That is the one catch. You have to drill holes because for this to hold 1,000 pounds, it has to be well secured. And so what they've given us is what's called a plus nut. That's a little fastener that goes into that drilled hole, and it spreads out and it becomes permanently affixed to the hole. Once it's in there, you can bolt this thing in. And of course, you can take this out later by unbolting it. I have the drop-in bed liner, the factory drop-in bed liner. I wanted to retain it, and because of that, I had to get some standoff spacers so that when this is bolted in, I've got a metal-to-metal contact. I didn't have plastic sandwiched in between the frame of this and the floor. So that was one extra cost and a little bit of work I had to go to be able to keep my bed liner. I paid for that. I didn't want to get rid of it. And so even though it's probably less necessary now than it's ever been, there it is. I've got that nice black, clean, finished look in there. So installing it probably took about an hour. Now, this does have a couple of features I want to point out. First are, it comes with these tie downs which you can adjust and move around, very similar to the cleat systems up here. This has the high sides. When you buy the 100% system, this comes standard with these high sides. They are optional on the 70%. The other thing is, it's got this latch down here, so this stays put wherever you have it, but it also has different detents, so you can lock it in different positions all the way in. So if you just want to be able to have that come out and not roll out on you, maybe you've got a lot of weight in it and you don't want it moving around, maybe you got your truck on an incline that maybe more than you should, this is a system that basically goes all the way in. And one of the ways I intend to use this for camping mainly is to set this up as a kitchen space with a stove and maybe an ice chest and other things that have to do with cooking and kitchen right here on this, and being able to roll it in when I have to leave the campsite. So we've seen how it installs, you've seen how it works, and we've talked about some of the metrics. This is a heavy duty product. I mean, there are other slide systems on the market that I've seen that aren't quite as heavy duty as this and likely less expensive. This one is likely the highest price on the market, honestly. It retails for $13,999, $1,400 for the 70% model. This one here, the 100% opening model, is about $2,200, $21,999. That's a lot of cabbage, but when it comes out of the box and you see how well put together this is, you see all of the high-end rollers that are on this. There's quite a few of them to make this thing open and work so smoothly, and to be able to hold 1,000 pounds and to hold it when it's all the way extended like this without it being flimsy. You don't want that. You don't want that if you're actually going to use it with a lot of weight. Depending on what you use your truck for, this is going to make sense. For some people, obviously, it won't. It takes up a lot of space. There's no question about it. But in my world, I see this working great for camping. As I mentioned, I plan to do a kitchen here, and being able to just put all of that away, lock it up, walk away, take a hike, come back, and my kitchen hasn't gone missing or some animals haven't gotten into it. I kind of like that idea. And long term, I plan to putting a topper on it. That'll give me the height that I need, and I won't be limited here. And in that way, I'll be able to really load this up with a lot of camping gear and whatnot. So I'm pretty excited about that. I like the product. Not for everybody, but if you got the money for it and it fits into your use model, I definitely recommend it. I would definitely get it again. So we're going to be doing some more videos on this a little bit later when I actually go camping with it, and you can see all of this stuff that I was talking about. We have a Maverick playlist right there. We have the largest Maverick content catalog of any YouTube channel on the internet. You can see all of it right there: test drives, technical, product reviews, and more. You can also subscribe to your YouTube channel right down there. Either way, stay tuned.